Got it. Okay, so we are now recording again. Maybe we shall find out. All right, so let's go into, I emailed the agenda because I got it out a little late yesterday. But if you didn't get a copy of the agenda and you are looking for one, they are posted on our PTO website. So I'm going to go ahead and click in to that agenda so that y'all can take a look at it as we go along. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to call our meeting to order. Jenny, fabulous Jenny, is our recording secretary. So she will be writing down names of attendees. And obviously, if you are motioning to begin or end our meeting, if you'll say your name or raise your hand or put it in the chat box so that she can be sure and get that information written down for our minutes. So I will go ahead and call this meeting to order. For those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Andrea. I am the PTO president. As you can see, I have all of my new PTO gear on. So, well, the visors are from last year. We still have some if anybody wants one. And our shirts, fabulous shirts for this year. So the first thing that we'll need to do is we need to approve our minutes from our last meeting that we had on that we had from September the 11th. Again, if you were not able to attend that meeting, those minutes are also on our PTO website. The minutes basically cover everything that we talked about in our last meeting. So can I have a couple of people motion to approve our minutes from our last meeting? And I can't see everybody, so if you motion, somebody say something.
Lauren Blanks approves them.
Thank you, Lauren. Anybody else? One more? I think we have to have two.
I'll second that motion. It's Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia. Yay, I'm not really sure if we're supposed to have two. I'm still really bad at like rules of operation, but we're gonna make it happen. All right, so I'm gonna move back over to the agenda. And here we go, October the 9th, 2020. We will get this rolling. Rachel Cantillon is our treasurer. Rachel can't be with us today. She is working. So we just wanted to let y'all know that the budget, our 2020-2021 budget, PTO budget was approved by our board and our standing committee members. The teachers were sent an email with the guidelines and instructions for spending or getting teacher reimbursements, and then also spending the instructional materials money per the grade levels. If any of you are using your own money to purchase something PTO related and require reimbursement, our fabulous, fabulous web lady, Lauren Blanks, has created an online form. Used to, everything was done pen and paper. It is now all online, and you can find that, again, on the website. You would need to be logged in, as you see I am, and then under resources, not resources, my account, stores and forms, and the information would be right here for reimbursement form. This year we're offering reimbursement via both check, which is what we normally did, and we're also going to try Zelle this year. I don't know that anybody has tried Zelle yet, so if you try it for the first time, you might be our guinea pig. If it doesn't work, we just won't use it. We'll take it off and let everybody know. But otherwise, this is so much easier. Receipts can be uploaded, so you don't have to worry about having all of all of your receipts around. You can just take pictures and upload them with your online form. So we love that. Alrighty, I'm going to flip back over here to our agenda. For those of you who might just be joining, we are recording. If you don't want to have your fabulous face recorded, you are more than welcome to keep your video off. Please feel free though to ask questions in the chat box Again, as I said, I am not good at multitasking, so feel free to ask that question, shoot it out to everyone so that we can get your answer. All righty, moving on, corresponding secretary / website guru lady is Lauren Blanks. So Lauren, would you like to talk about the My Account?
I mean, pretty much we typically have about 400 contacts through Membership Toolkit, and every year they will expire so that people that have moved on or have moved away, we can take them off of our mailing list. Right now, I think we only have like barely over 100. And I know this year is a little bit different, and that's okay. But if you can just encourage people to go and update the information. Also, there were lots of teacher changes. And so especially those that are face-to-face, if they had teacher changes and we need to deliver something to them, that's one of our ways to look it up easily for us to know where things need to go. So if you guys could just tell people to update that information, that really helps us out. That's it.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, in order to do that, it's kind of like with the reimbursement form. You would log on to the website. If you don't have a login, you can create an account, and you'll find that under, again, your account information. You can update all that good stuff on the website. All right, moving on down to our committee reports. Now, half of these people don't even know that they're on the agenda because I didn't really tell anybody. But I do know that a couple of them are online because I let you in. So if you have anything you'd like to say, feel free. Our first committee that I am going to give a huge shout out to is our Dads Club, headed up by Mr. Dante. These guys have been amazing. They came up with a super fun idea to welcome the face-to-face kids back on the days that they were returning. I know my daughter's in 5th grade. She went back this morning, and there were 2 fabulous dads in kilts on the Walker School roadside. And it was so much fun. They had music on. So I just really, really appreciate all that they have done. Dante, do you have anything that you want to say about your dads?
Yes, thank you for letting us do that. It was fun for us, and hopefully fun for the kids. I know some of them were laughing and loving it, and some 4th and 5th graders were laughing at us, not with us, but that's okay too. That's what we were hoping for. But it was good. Thanks for letting us do it. I was talking to Nurse Dasher this morning, and we have a little get together with some dads next week. We're up to maybe 13 names. So I do encourage y'all to keep pushing it out there and telling people about that email address you see on the screen. Please keep sending me names and phone numbers or emails or whatever you got. Smoke signals, we'll take names. We're getting together next week. I'm gonna tell them we're gonna try to raise up some money and try to get a few more thermometers for the school. I noticed this morning, had we had more, it would have been a little more streamlined. I looked them up, they're under $100, but if I can maybe get 6 or so or a few more, I'm gonna see what we can do. Provide that to the school.
Thank you. And we have like 10 or 13 total, but the way we have to distribute them to all the different entrances, it brings the number down. So we definitely appreciate that.
Perfect. Yeah, I was thinking that's why I came with 6. I was thinking 2 more per door, but if we get more money, then we'll see what we do.
The other thing we're finding is they run out of batteries very quickly. So we're having to adjust our budget a little bit to have batteries to store them. So we run out of battery money. I might be coming back to PTO for some help with that too.
Okay, we'll add that to the list. Thank y'all. Thank you, Andrea.
Yay, thank you. Oh my gosh, we appreciate all that you guys are doing and making it fun for the kids and helping out. So yeah, for sure. If any of y'all have, husbands, dads, brothers, uncles, neighbors who want to join Dad's Club, what a great group of guys. And we appreciate them super, super much. So feel free to join them, contact Dante, and he'll get you hooked up. That'd be awesome. Okay. Also, well, and they also helped distribute shirts too. They helped Olivia, who is our Spirit store chair. They helped her get shirts handed out. So we appreciate that too. Y'all are doing great. All right, let's move on. So we have, too far. There we go. So we have our Spirit Store chair next, which is Olivia. And Olivia, did you want to say anything about shirts or Spirit Store?
Oh, sure. I'll reiterate that thank you to Dante and the Dads Club for helping out with those, and you as well, Andrea, for joining me and helping hand those out, as well as Lauren and Mariko for that social media and web exposure. That was a huge help. We exceeded our expectations for profit on the shirts this year, which is awesome, like you said. We do have an option to reopen the store now if we choose to, which I'm considering. We've had a few people interested in purchasing still. I'm not sure though that we have enough yet to reopen the store. So if any of you hear of people asking about the shirts, let me know, and we'll consider maybe a holiday special on reopening that.
Olivia, can I ask 800 about how many shirts is that kind of profit?
So that was about 80 orders, I believe, and maybe about 140 shirts. So it was more than we expected this year, which is great.
Yay, yes,
Any
thank you.
questions?
Yay, awesome. Thanks, Olivia. Yes, we appreciate all of your hard work and your fabulous artwork, because Olivia is the one who also creates our shirts. So she is multi-purpose. She creates them, designs them, and then also sells them. So we
Thank you.
appreciate her for doing that.
Happy to help.
Awesome. Okay, so we will move on to our room parent coordinator, who is Lauren Swords. And again, I think I said this at our last meeting. We changed our time, obviously, on our PTO meetings. We will be having them at noon, just to accommodate those who are going to be picking up face-to-face kids after school. Obviously, 2:30 did not work into that plan. So, but yes, so Lauren, and all that to say, she had scheduled time in her day for 2:30 this afternoon, because I kind of forgot to tell her about the move. So anyway, she is our room parent coordinator this year. We have gone back and forth, she and Lauren Blanks and I, about how to kind of make things work. Obviously, things are changing. Things may change again in January, who knows? So what they have decided to do, Lauren's idea was that we would just have grade level coordinators this year. That way, there is one point person for all of the teachers on a grade level. Because the fear is that if we assign room parents to each teacher, you might have somebody who is currently online who decides to go face-to-face, or vice versa. And you would then end up changing the room parent because the teacher has changed, and that just adds so much more confusion to what is already a confusing year. So there will be a grade level coordinator for each grade level. That will be the teacher's point person. If they need anything, they can contact their grade level coordinator. And I hadn't asked Lauren Blanks about doing this yet, but if we can change on the volunteer form, if we can change it from room parents to grade level volunteer, we might get more people to sign up, because I know room parent is also kind of a scary thing for some people to take on. In this instance, you would not be assigned a specific room. It would just be if teachers need help and you are and you're on that grade level list, then they might reach out to you to try and help do whatever needs to be done. And we will figure that out as it goes. I don't know if there would be much that we will be allowed to do, but we also want to be ready if we are needed. So, and again, everything is subject to change. This could all change come January. We could say, oh, we're going to do room parents for everybody. So just hang tight. We shall see. But we're excited about, having this this opportunity to at least get some grade level coordinators attached to the classrooms. Spirit activities, yay! This is another big one. Selena Kaczynski heads up our spirit activities. Selena has scheduled our next Spirit Night. It'll be on October the 27th at Texas Roadhouse, and that is their new location off of 99 up near the Aliana Travis High School area. What we are planning to do, I should say we, PTO, but Aaron Bibb is our Donuts for Dads chair. Obviously, because of situations this year, we were not able to have our normal Donuts with Dads at the school. For those of you who are new, normally we would have donuts and coffee brought in, and the kids would come early with their dads or their granddads, whomever, and enjoy some donuts and coffee and fun time before school. Since we aren't able to do that at the school, we had tossed around a couple of other ideas, but with some starting back face-to-face, some staying online, some of the ideas that we came up with just didn't seem to work. So what Donuts with Dad has morphed into is dinner with Dad. So that same night that we will be having Spirit Night at Texas Roadhouse, Tuesday, October 27th, the plan right now, and Aaron has already been in contact with Texas Roadhouse, is that we will do a little photo booth out front. So if you're coming to dine in, if you've ordered online or over the phone and you're coming to pick up your order, then we can do a little photo op. If Texas Roadhouse isn't your thing, I think the idea will be that we'll also have a post on our PTO Facebook page. So even if you're just sitting at home having dinner with your dad, we would love to see those pictures. Dads are super important, obviously. We wouldn't have dads in kilts for 5th grade drop off this morning. So we're super excited to, show some love to our dads. So that will be the idea for that. Also, under Spirit activities, it's a big month for Spirit activities. We will be again participating with Texas Roadhouse. They also offer a rolls and butter and gift card fundraiser. So what will happen is we will have an online sale that's going to run November the 1st through November the 18th. You will at that time be able to order rolls and butter and also gift cards, a portion of which will all be donated back to our school. The purchaser, so if you purchase rolls and butter, you're going to pick those up from Texas Roadhouse on the date that's provided. I believe our pickup date would be November the 20th. You would pick up your own food product, your own rolls and butter from Texas Roadhouse. And then one of the PTO members will pick up the gift cards and we will get those distributed from Roadhouse. So we thought this would be a super fun time. It's close to Thanksgiving. That way you don't have to purchase rolls and fabulous cinnamon butter. You can do that and also give back to our school at the same time. If your family is like ours, the adults tend to do gift cards for presents. So I already know what I'm getting my family all for Christmas. Texas Roadhouse gift certificates. So just a thought there. So I know that there's already a flyer on the PTO website. When you go in for dinner on the 27th, you'll need to either take the flyer with you or show it to them on your phone. And then we're going to also have more information coming out about the rolls, butter, and gift card fundraiser that's going to be coming up. So we're super excited about that. And if you've never had Texas Roadhouse rolls, don't miss this. They're phenomenal. Okay, and I've already talked about the Donuts for Dad is now the Dinner with Dad. And again, we will have more information as the date gets closer about the plans for that evening. So just be checking out our Facebook page and our website as well. Okay, flying on through here. Our fundraising chair is Sarah Braun. I don't know, is Sarah on? Did I see Sarah?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Sarah. Do you want to say anything?
Sure. Do you want to cover the dance fit first, or do you want me to?
Sure. Okay. So our fall fundraiser will be Dance Fit through Boosterthon. We already had a contract with Boosterthon for last spring, but since we were not able to have Boosterthon, since we didn't have school, they were able to work us in for this fall. So we will be doing their Dance Fit fundraiser. That's going to kick off on October the 27th. I am going to be talking to Principal Cardbow because we'll have to figure out how this is going to work and what it's going to look like. They can do everything virtual. They can do things in-house. So we'll just have to see what's going to work over the next couple of weeks. We're just going to be super flexible. The kids are going to have fun, and that's really what's most important. The actual Dance Fit event will occur during the school day on Friday, November the 6th. So pretty much from the 27th of October until November 6th, it's just really going to be fundraising and pep rallies, virtual pep rallies for the kids. And we're going to come up with a really fun theme for them for the actual Dance Fit Day on November the 6th. I'm thinking maybe some 80s attire with some awesome neon colors might be in order. So we will continue putting that together as the date draws near. And then I will leave the next two items for Sarah.
Thanks. So our silent auction is going to coincide with the Dance Fit Boosterthon. As y'all know, we usually have it all put out in the front foyer, and we're not able to do that this year. So we're going to need some help from everybody to share the auction with friends, family, neighbors, whoever. The only caveat there is we aren't planning to ship any items, so that would be your responsibility if you're not going to see them over the holidays or anything. But we have a lot of great items, lots that we've had in the past, restaurant gift cards, all that kind of fun stuff, some jewelry. Let's see. Yes, it's going to close on the 6th. But one question that I have, because we usually have an event for it to coincide with, is what do y'all think would be a good time to close the auction? Some have said right after school, but I feel like that excludes working parents. And then I didn't know if 6, 7, and 8 were getting into dinner and bedtime. So anybody have thoughts on that?
How long was it going to stay open? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
We start on the 27th. So we kick off the same time that we start the Dance Fit event.
So it's open for like a week, essentially?
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah. I just did an auction yesterday. We closed it at 8 p.m. and that worked out well. I think as long as we make it really clear what time it's closing.
Okay.
And I think, does the system notify you if you've been outbid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's really straightforward. And we also can, sorry, I have a middle schooler doing school behind me and he's talking. You can set a maximum bid and all that kind of stuff. So there are great features there.
I think, closing around 7 or 8 p.m. on that day works out fine, at least from my perspective.
Okay, good. That's what I was hoping, but no, we've always had the event to deal with that. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll figure out 7 or 8 and be looking on the website for more information there. And Lauren and Mariko, and know that I owe y'all information on that. So I'm hoping to get to that today. Oh my goodness, just the right time for us to talk. And also we're having a box tops drop off on my porch just to make it easier, since we don't have any information or any passage back and forth between school. So that's going to be the 19th through the 23rd. If y'all have any physical box tops, if not, then just keep scanning those receipts whenever you get those items.
Hey, Andrea, Miss Calvert is going to have to step out. Her kids are coming back. So I didn't know, are they already there?
Not yet. I keep watching the door. I just wanted to say very quickly, just thank you for all of your support to get the beginning of this year started. It was very fun seeing the dads out there. My daughter and I had a quick 5-minute lesson on kilts as we were driving into the parking lot. So that was really fun for everyone to see. I just want to thank, as we keep rolling with this year, just thank you all for being supportive with us and for being a good inspiration and our cheerleaders. And, I'm very pleased with the transitions that have been happening and how well they've been happening. And I'm just so happy to see that. I know things aren't back to normal, but that PTO is still going so strong, and y'all are still doing awesome things for us in a whole new reinvented way. So, thank you for the reimbursements. I think when we were virtual, we weren't buying a whole lot, but now that these face-to-face teachers are back in, the credit cards are on fire. So we do appreciate the reimbursement as always. So, but I do have to go. My kiddos are here, but I just, as always, from all of us, thank you so much. And, if I have anything else that comes out, I'll email Andrea, and same for me. You can always contact me for anything too. All right, thank you.
Yay. Okay, I totally meant to move her to the top of the agenda today, and I did not. So I will be moving her to the top of the agenda for next month. But yes, if y'all ever have questions, like a teacher question, if you see on the agenda, I have everybody's email addresses listed, so you can always reach out to them as well. Okay, oh, back to Sarah. Sarah, did you want to cover box tops?
Oh, I did. It was very quick, and I don't know if anyone heard me over my middle schooler in the background. I swear he in school 1 minute after I started talking, but for whatever reason, we were both unmuted at the exact same time.
Yay. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so if you have box tops, drop them off on Sarah's porch. Otherwise, be sure and do your scan receipts into the box top apps, because we do get money from box tops, and every dollar counts, especially right now. Okay, open positions. Again, if anyone is interested, all of our positions, again, are located on our website. So feel free to check out the open positions on the website. Okay, we're going to move on down to announcements. I'm sure I am forgetting something. But first of all, this is Principal Appreciation, I was going to say Awareness Month. Are you aware we have a principal? She's awesome.
We need an awareness month.
So if you see Principal Cardbow or Mr. Granger, feel free to give them a virtual high five or hug for all the amazing things that they've been doing, because I've told Principal Cardbow 1,000 times over since this whole thing started, you could not pay me any amount of money to be doing the job that she is doing right now and dealing with the highs and lows that are coming her way. So we appreciate you and love you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we talked about too that our PTO meetings are now going to be at noon on Fridays. The dates that were initially posted will remain the same for now. Who knows? Everything changes. But for now, the dates will remain the same. It's just the time that has changed. Again, any information you are in need of, obviously you can email any of us, myself at president@wse-pto.org, or vice president, treasurer, whatever your needs are. Your biggest source of information and best source of information will be our website. Lauren does a phenomenal job of updating the website with all the current things that are going on. If you haven't ever been on our website, please do. Again, you'll find everything there that you could ever hope for. information about our Texas Roadhouse, PTO meetings, our Stallion Spotlight for some of our teachers. It's so much fun. How to get involved, if you want to buy different items, student planners, things of that nature. Everything is on here. So it's a really good place to go to find what you are looking for. So back into the agenda real quick. I also wanted to, hold on, let me scroll back down here because I've lost my place. There we go. I also wanted to give another huge thank you. Another event that's going to be coming up. Miss Bhattacharya, I'm not sure, I think she is on. She's going to be heading up our multicultural committee. And I'm super excited to have her do this. It's, I love to kind of share stories like this, and I'll do it very quickly because y'all didn't come on to listen to me babble all day. But she took on the multicultural chair position back in the spring, I guess, whenever it became available. And without even knowing what this new school year was going to look like, y'all, she is already the absolute perfect fit for our multicultural committee. She has already done a virtual multicultural night with an organization that she works with. She is already on top of this. Normally, multicultural night would occur in January, and I'm going to talk to Principal Cargo about this a little bit later, but we're going to try and maybe push that back a little bit in the event that it does need to be virtual. She wants to have enough time to get everyone together and the video clips together, but it's amazing when people step up and step out, how just that perfect fit occurs. So we are super excited to have her chairing multicultural night or virtual night. So, and I don't know.
Andrea,
Yes,
this is
hi.
Ananya here. Hi, nice to meet all of you. And thanks for the introduction. You know, I'm really excited. And if things don't work out in person, then, you know, let's go virtual like everything else. So yeah, I'm currently putting together, it's the one that I'm doing for a nonprofit organization, the virtual cultural program is about to happen this month, and I'm putting it together. So I'm going to get enough experience to do that for the school also. But what I need time with, you know, for is to get all the videos of the students or the children, you know, who are participating, and then putting them together. So yeah, maybe pushing it to end of February, like you suggested, that would be great. And then, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Yay,
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, we are super excited to have you. I mean, like I said, this is just when you emailed and said that you were already doing this for, you know, for another nonprofit, I was like, it's brilliant. It's amazing. So we are super excited to have you. And thank you so much for volunteering. I mean, without you, this night might not happen. So we appreciate you very much.
Oh yeah, we'll absolutely make it happen.
Hey, thank you. Awesome. Okay, and if you want to help with Multicultural Night, feel free to email the Multicultural Night at wse-pto.org, and she will get all of those emails with, you know, if you want your child to be involved or help, whatnot, just feel free to email her, and it's going to be great. We're super excited.
Yeah, sure. The more the merrier. So yeah, if all of you want to join, you know, please, you're all welcome.
Yay. Thank you again. We appreciate you so much. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to move into Principal Cardbo's section, because I know that's really all that y'all came for. That's all anyone ever comes for, is for her chit chat. So, all right, I will be quiet now and let y'all ask all of your questions.
Well, for y'all ask questions, I was just going to kind of give y'all an update on where we are. I did want to say thank you to Mr. Peduzzi and the other dads for coming out. It's, I'm sure you saw Nurse Dasher get pulled in like 10 different directions as kids were coming in and we were checking wellness and all of that. And just having extra people to watch and make sure kids aren't running into the street or answer questions. It's amazing just to have extra help, because As soon as 8 o'clock hits, we have half of our teachers on virtual. As soon as 8:10 hits, the rest of the teachers are teaching. And then there's a very few people left to handle the everything else. So it was really helpful to have you guys there. We are learning as we go. Every time that we had a new grade level start, we made some adjustments, and we will continue to make adjustments because today's 5th grade's first day. So we're continuing to do that. And in part of learning as we go, I sent an email today that had a letter from myself and from Nurse Dasher with a lot of procedures. And what we found is one of the most challenging things that we've had in these last 2 days is having to have the conversation of, now since your child has a runny nose, they can't come to school. And that sounds unbelievable to be able to say, just because your child has a runny nose, they can't come to school, but that's the reality that we're in right now. So we've kind of figured out what the expectations of us are. So now we're able to communicate those with parents. And I know that that's been frustrating for those people that are face-to-face and finding out kind of the hard way of, oh, now that this is happening, then all these other things have to happen. But that's just kind of where we are all together. And I really do think that the procedures will continue to change. Just like earlier this week, I sent out an email that the policy for masks during recess changed. So I think what the district's doing is having a very conservative approach and really wanting to take, the safety of everyone like very seriously. And then as we're going into practice, we're, better understanding where we can give and where we need to take. But all of this, it's like creating a whole policy. And I was actually going to double check my manual for if it's really staying home 72 hours or 24. And I printed it. It's 191 pages. And I was like, I can't go through this to find a policy. So we are literally learning as we go and sharing what we know and figuring things out. But we will continue to do that. Also, I have good news for the students, maybe not for parents, because you're going to have to come up with a costume, but we are going to still do the book character parade. We're going to do it on October 29th, and we're going to share information about that. We have, the way students come in the building in the morning is that there's spots on the floor 6 feet apart that they all sit, and we're able to have all 350-ish that have come back sitting in the hallway at the same time. Without breaking the social distance rules or whatever. So once we figured that out, we were able to say, okay, we can have a parade. So on the 29th, the kids can come in costume with the book, and we'll still do a parade. Of course, we can have visitors to come see them, but we'll still make it fun and exciting. And for all the virtual learners, Ms. Cutshall is going to organize collecting pictures of them in their costume with their book, and creating like a video or a slideshow so they can have like a virtual parade from home also to make sure that they're included. That's kind of our first fun event that we have planned. And I think it'll be nice for the kids to have something normal, like something that happened. It's a tradition. So they're expecting it to come. And if it didn't happen, I think it would just be sad. So we have that coming. Other than that, that's really the only updates I have. The face-to-face is going really well. We know what to do with kids. It's the online stuff that was a lot harder to learn. So as the kids are returning to school, it's just everyone feels just so excited, and it's good to see them. And it was nice to have the kindergartners back, but man, when those first graders came and those were our babies and we knew them and they knew us and they were excited to see us, it just really lifted the whole atmosphere here. And so it's really nice to have kids back. But I'm open for any questions. I might not know the answer, but it's probably in my 100-page manual that I could find for you. But any questions you have, please feel free to ask. If no questions, any feedback? Have your kids had a good week or?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Parent-teacher conferences, are they still happening?
They will happen, but they'll be virtual. So now that now that we have shuffled schedules and some people have different teachers, then the teachers will start scheduling that. The goal for those had a date. I think it was like the first or second week of November that I told teachers that we're going to aim to have them done. We're going to basically, they'll happen before Thanksgiving. So when the kids are back, we're trying to do another round of just kind of like calibration. I don't even want to say assessment. We're not like bringing the kids back and testing them. More just like calibration of like, where are you and how is it going and how are you transitioning before we meet? Because right now they wouldn't have anything to share. So, and they're always available. So if you don't want to wait and you want to meet with your teacher, just reach out to your teacher and they'll schedule the time to meet with you. You don't have to wait for the Sign Up Genius to go out. But those will still be happening.
I have another question regarding the multicultural program. So, you know, coming spring, do you think that it's still going to be like partial online classes and partial in person?
I do. So TEA expects districts to offer an online learning option for the entire school year. So
Okay.
we are anticipating some students staying online the entire academic year, and we will accommodate that. So the way that they're calling it the dual model, because it's either 100% face-to-face or 100% online. It's really not a hybrid where there's, you know, doing part of each. So we are in the dual model, and we will be in the dual model until something else changes. And so right now the expectation is that we have that for the whole year.
Okay, so I was thinking that maybe then, you know, sorry, there's some echo. I was thinking that maybe, you know, we can just decide now if we want to move to a virtual program. That way, you know, we have enough time for preparing and sending out emails to parents.
I would 100% recommend doing a virtual program, preparing for one. Just because right now, even the high schools have limited, restricted rules about who can come face to face and who can't. And right now, elementary schools are still closed to visitors. So the fact that we haven't even let visitors in makes me think that we're very far away from having a large event. And Multicultural Night is one of the most popular nights, and that cafeteria is packed. And everybody's cuddled around the stage watching kids. And it's not, I don't see that happening. If it did happen, I imagine it would have to happen outdoors. And so we have a hard top in the back, and we have a field and, you know, things like that we could consider, but I don't think we will be in the building doing large events this entire school year.
Okay, and then it might be too cold for outside event also, right? So,
and it might still not be okay. Like even I know they have certain rules about how many people are in stands, and all of this will be changing. So I'm sure as they're having it, and whether they're having success with groups or, you know, not success with groups, you know, things can still change. But just like to be on the safe side is just to plan for the virtual, and whatever we can do face to face with the kids here, we can do, or even just incorporating it in the online classes.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, so I'll just plan for that. Sorry, there's some kind of echo. But yeah, okay. Thanks.
You mentioned them offering online throughout the rest of the year. What does that look like though if you're not able to hire more teachers? And I mean, I know I'm coming from middle school right now where we're still working out schedules. But
yes,
elementary transition has been a lot smoother. But
yes, I do know that. So this is what I know is happening other places. So right now, the reason the online classes are larger is because they're balancing out smaller face-to-face. So let's say that some of the restrictions are lifted and we're able to have more kids in a classroom, then it would be able to balance out, and a smaller handful will be staying online. I would imagine that as people feel more and more comfortable coming to school, it's because the virus is less and less of a threat. And if those things balance, then we can move from 45 square feet to 36 square feet, or, you know, square feet in the classrooms, to be able to have everybody fit. The other thing that is happening in the district, which I've tried very hard to not happen here, is cross-entity classes, even in elementary. So for example, our 3 fifth grade online classes are all at 30 kids. They are maxed out at 30 kids. And I made sure that everyone's initial request was we were able to cover here. Well, since then, a couple people that decided to come back face-to-face have changed their mind, which they followed the process to request a change. And I said, I don't have a spot at Walker Station, but I can give you a 5th grade class, but it would be with another school. And since their reason for needing it is, a health concern that they need, then I'm able to connect. I contact somebody in the district and we work out what school or what class they could be put in that's online. And so there is cross-entity happening in elementary. It just so happened that our percentages were that we had less coming face-to-face than staying online. And so we were able to balance out within our own staffing to where I don't have any classrooms with substitutes, because that is happening, Sarah, in some places that long-term subs are being hired for classes that there's no teacher for, or they're doing cross-entity. They're even doing cross-entity for face-to-face. So if somebody's online and let's say that parent needs to go back to work or something changes, then they're able to request coming back face-to-face. But if we don't have a spot, then I would have to identify a school that they could have a spot in. And if it's that important to come back face-to-face, then most likely they would take that spot. So that's where it is now. I feel like every grading period, we're going to reevaluate the numbers. So some of these procedures, like the whole cross-entity thing, that wasn't talked about. There was no strategic plan for that until we got, well, what do you want? So we had to first find out from the parents, well, what do you even want, before we knew, do we need a plan for this or not? So I'm sure that will happen again and again. It is completely dependent upon what's happening, what the state numbers are, what the local numbers are. Is it getting worse in winter? Is it going away? And all of that just cannot be predicted. So we're just in this nice little state of limbo for a while, and we're settled right now. And then come November, we'll be sending out the information about, now you need to decide for the 3rd term. What do you want to do for the 3rd term? So it's a little unsettling to know that it might keep changing. And so I just go to bed thinking none of our parents are going to want to change. Everybody that's face-to-face is going to want to stay, and everybody that's online is going to want to stay. But I know that's not the case. But we'll have to see how the numbers change, and then also how the policies change, because the 45 square feet is actually more space than what the CDC is even not necessarily recommending. It's like it's more cushion than what the CDC's number is. And I think they did that to allow a little bit of flexibility. And then we have things like built-in cabinets, which take up space, or, teacher desks, which take up space. So we're kind of being creative working around that.
Well, y'all done a great job. And I know I've seen a lot of people complaining about the whole transition, but I feel like y'all have been transparent and you've been wonderful sending out information. So we're very lucky to have you. Thanks.
I've been trying. It is like drinking from a fire hose, because it just, the amount of information that's coming, it's like, oh, they're going to want to know this. And then putting in a way that you see how it applies to your child, because everything that's coming from the district doesn't necessarily apply here, because we don't have 500 kids back in the building. We have 350. So Pecan Grove has over 500 back face-to-face. And so what they're, all of their online kids had to be matched up with another teacher from a different school. So it's amazing how different the experience is just from school to school within the district. And they're not that far from us, so it's really interesting. Yep. What other questions do y'all have?
I had a question, and maybe this isn't a place here, but like with our kids are both online, and one of the things that I have struggled with is I think there's a lot of built-in class time when the teachers would go around and explain assignments. and do all of this. And especially for older kids, you can tell them, well, email your teacher or try to remember next time you're online with them synchronously, ask again. But for littler kids, you know, they need to know and they need to know now. And I feel like in not knowing, like the teachers have a lesson plan, but in not seeing like where they're going to, you know, go, where the big picture of this, it's hard, I think, for me to be kind of like that teacher aide that says, oh, well, let's do it this way. Because I'll tell them to do it this way. And then the next day, the teacher comes and she's like, okay, now we're doing this part of the assignment. And I realize, oh, if I had known they were going to do that, I would have advised this way.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, in writing like they're working on writing books and not realizing that they were going to go from okay, draft to revising it to a final published one. I think if I had known that was kind of the big picture, I could have like helped my kid and said, okay, well, this is just your draft. We're going to improve on it later. We're going to do this, except that he then got frustrated because he was like, I already did all this work. Why am I doing it again? I'm like, well, it's a process, but I'm just wondering if there's like resources or lesson plans, or even if like the teachers can maybe do like kind of a curriculum 90 type short video that they send out to us, like of, you know, here's our goals, here's the kind of assignments they're going to be worked on over this period, so that we see a little bit more of the kind of behind the scenes magic that the teachers normally have, you know, in their lesson plans.
Yeah, I can bring that up with the teachers to see how that can be communicated, because a lot of it, I guess the weekly plan is somewhat communicated with the weekly newsletter.
Yeah,
it might
that
just
is
be
really helpful.
Topics and not necessarily the end products or what's graded. I know I got to a point with my own children because doing this and then going home and doing that was a lot. And I was like, is it for a grade? We're not doing it if it's not for a grade, because it was so much. And so I completely understand as a parent wanting to know, like, how important is this and where is this going? But I can bring that up with the teachers to see what kind of a long-term solution is for that. Because sometimes it is just the process with the kids. And believe me, in class, when they've written something and then you tell them you're going to revise it and edit it and write it again, they're like, I just wrote it. And so that's a normal reaction for that they would have in a classroom that you're just seeing because they're having it at home. But I can definitely see what we can do with the teachers, and then also like stay in touch with the teacher. Just email and say, hey, it really helps me if I know where we're going with this. What can you share with me? And they might be able to share with you a lot. So it really just depends on what I can get from them. The district hadn't released some of the plans until like a week or two before the new grading period started for mapping out, because there were some adjustments made for the online learning. And now we're trying to figure out how are we going to pace the online classes with the face-to-face classes, because some things you can do faster face-to-face and some things you can do faster online. So we are in a like learning period of, do we all plan together, just face-to-face plan with them and online plans with online, and then they just talk once a week, you know. So we're kind of reimagining our plans for planning, and hopefully if we can get a rhythm for that, it'll be able to help more, because I can tell you the online classes can't do exactly what's happening face-to-face in the same way. So we're trying to kind of break the expectation of, if my neighbor is going face-to-face and I'm online, that it's going to be exactly the same, because it's just not, just because of, you know, the resources or how we can do things. So we are trying to figure that out also. I know the teachers want consistency and they want to use each other as resources, but now they're realizing it's more efficient if they focus on their model to plan it. So I think, you know, we're going to get in a good routine right in about November before it changes again for January. And that's kind of how the last 7 months have been. Like, as soon as we get used to something, it changes. And we I was reminded of a quote from Nelson Mandela that I either win or I learn. And we've been doing a lot of learning. So it's something like that. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but it's been reminding me that like the goal isn't winning. We don't win school, we don't win work, but we are learning a lot. So that's really good to know. And Miss Linnell, I'll share that with the teachers too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing like magic behind it more than like homework help. You're like, oh, okay, here's the grand vision. And I am so thankful that my kids aren't in calculus. Right? Because I got first grade math. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's good to know. Anything else like that I can help fill in the gaps, or anything that's not going smoothly that we can help with, just let me know, because we want it to be smooth for y'all too. It's just a lot.
I mean, I think that the teachers are doing amazing jobs, and like they send out the instructions and they're being so flexible. So I don't want it to seem like a, complaint or anything. I just realize there's so much more that goes behind everything that I'm like, oh, wow,
Yeah, just to know where it fits in the bigger puzzle. I get that. All right, anything else?
I think this just applies to us, so but I'll ask it anyways. Remind me one of the other questions. Is Mr. Granger still in charge of computers for school? One of ours is starting to poop out, and I think we're going to need one anytime soon. I emailed him, but I wasn't sure if he was the right source still.
He is the right source, but the district just changed a procedure. Surprise. But so for all the face-to-face kids, they delivered the remainder of the iPads and laptop carts. So Walker Station actually has enough laptops and iPads where we can supply them to our face-to-face kids while they're here without having to make them come back and forth. I know the faces of shock and excitement. So we will start communicating. Some of the iPads and laptops are not connecting to the internet right away. And so we're still troubleshooting that before we tell everybody, stop bringing your devices. We have devices for them here. But that's the end goal. So if they're a face-to-face student, they will not be able to check out a device because we'll cover them here, but just know that we've got them covered now. So that's why the communication hasn't gone out yet, because it's not 100% up and running. So keep sending them for now. Are they face-to-face or?
And for stay-at-home kids for now?
Oh, they can check them out for home. Yes.
Okay.
So he will respond. Was it a long time ago? Do I need to remind him?
It might have been last week, yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, I will remind him.
Thanks. Tell him Jody asked, not me, so I don't get in trouble.
Okay, I will. Well, you can't get in trouble. You just put all this time in opening doors and telling people to stay in their car until they have their temperature checked. So we should have just got you a laptop while you're up here. All right, anything else?
I will say jokingly, my daughter's going to be very upset with you. We just ordered her a rolling backpack. I know they're not really supposed to have those, but because her backpack was so incredibly heavy this morning with her laptop, her headphones, her charger, her everything else, that we ordered her one. So now she's going to be really upset with you.
She can. So she doesn't have to be upset with me. She
I don't want her.
can bring those devices if they so choose, because also whatever they're using at home, it's easy to match. But yeah, and we're not being too concerned about the rolling, because a lot of them are just keeping their stuff with them, so it's fine. We're not putting all the backpacks in closets like we did. Like we used to have a cabinet in the classrooms with all the hooks, and they would put them all together, so everybody's stuff is also staying socially distanced. So all their backpacks are not going in and touching each other either. So we will make it work. All right, that's all I have. If there's anything else, y'all feel free to email me. If you hear parents upset about something or concerned about something, tell them to just reach out. I'm pretty responsive when people email me, even if I don't have a solution. I understand the struggle because I am living it too as a mom. So if there's anything or any, anything, just tell them to reach out to the school and we will be able to address whatever's happening.
I do
have one more quick question that's just procedural. The kids that are online, do they start on Monday with the out classes again?
Yes, out classes
Okay,
will
perfect.
start on Monday. So the out class teachers are probably everybody but 4th and 5th will have invitations today for the out classes. The problem with all the behind the scenes stuff is that once they were put into a class for Skyward, then it takes 24 hours to get onto Schoology and 24 hours to get into Teams the way that it's supposed to be. And the online outclass teachers have over 400 kids because they're teaching the 3 online classes for Walker Station and 2 online classes from Brazos Bend each. So they have lots of children. So they will start getting those invitations out. And so for any reason you don't have an invitation for a class, just email the teacher and they'll send it to you. So I'm trying to send the message like no panicking. If there's not an invitation there, like we can just catch up later. If something's missed, especially the little ones, it's only 15 minutes, I think, for K and 1. And so I think it will take a full week of out classes before it's smooth. Just to be honest.
Yeah.
The teams and the invitations, but once they get it set up, they're going to have the same thing. It's not going to be a 6-day rotation. It's a Monday through Friday schedule. So they'll be able to create one calendar invite and it be for every Monday through December, and one for, art is on Tuesday, every Tuesday through December. So it'll be a little bit easier in that sense once it's established. It's just getting it established that is the
Okay,
challenge.
so look for it. If we don't see it, be patient, whatever, but we probably should see it. So get the kids prepped for, yep, you'll have this extra.
And if it's not there, just be like, oh, Miss Cargro said you had a free pass. So we'll get it the next day.
They're so excited about these starting up again. They love out classes. The teachers are so awesome.
And they're very excited about it too. They've been like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's like, just get ready. They've been planning for these 2 weeks. They're very excited and it'll be smooth. And the art teacher from Brazos Bend, Miss Cordero, is very responsive and excited to work with our kids too. So that'll be a good thing.
Awesome.
Anyone else? Okay.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Honestly, I think this is probably one of the shortest PTO meetings that we've ever had at 1 hour and 7 minutes. So thanks to everybody. I know I talked super fast, but again, if you missed anything, we have been recording. You can watch it again. Check the PTO website for where to locate it. And then also you can check out the agenda, and once Jenny gets the minutes typed up, then those will be on as well. So if you forgot something, missed something, be sure and check all these different avenues. So we will adjourn this meeting. Do I have 2 people who would like for this meeting to end? Thank you for the
that way. It makes us feel bad, but I will. Sarah Braun.
Thank you, ladies. Jenny, did you get them? I'm going to take that as a yes. All right.
Sorry.
No worries. Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Again, any questions at all, feel free to email us. Check the PTO Facebook page, check the PTO website, and everybody have a fabulous weekend.
You guys too. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thanks.